I'm doing another episode of The Walking Dead, episode 5 of season 5, entitled Self-Help. This episode, again, is the 5th episode, and it's basically a continuation of the story following Abraham's group, which, is Abraham, Rosalina, Eugene, and now Glenn, Maggie, and Tara. So, the episode starts off with them on the bus that they had taken at the end of the 3rd episode, and this was also the first spot where I saw that there's a relationship between Rosalina and Abraham. I didn't see it before. I mean, it might have been there. That could very well be so, but like I said, I didn't see it before, so I'm not sure. And also, one of the interesting things which plays an important role later on in the episode is that everybody's asking Eugene about, or at least Maggie and Glenn are asking Eugene about how he's going to, fix everything with the zombie apocalypse. And Eugene kind of, in ways avoids the question, which again becomes important later on. But eventually the bus crashes for unknown reasons, and it gets surrounded by walkers. So everybody has to fight their way out, and Tara gives Eugene a knife and convinces him that, hey, you're going to have to actually get brave and kill some of these things. And he does, and he saves Tara's life. And then afterwards, Abraham is all about just continuing to DC. He seems very driven, which, Glenn asks him if he's okay, and he says, yes, I'm fine. But they manage to get to a town where they shack up in a library where Abraham thanks Glenn, for being there and joining his group because they needed him, and then immediately afterwards he goes off and he has sex with Rosalina, which I thought was funny. And then while that's happening, Eugene's watching, and Tara catches him and asks him about it, and she later thanks him for saving her life in the bus. And so Eugene admits that he put glass in the gas line of the bus, and she asks why, and he doesn't fully answer. He says he was just scared, or something or other, and it's some kind of BS answer, and so she promises to keep his secret. So then, next day they go out and they decide, hey, we're going to use a fire truck, and that's what they're going to ride on to DC. So Abraham manages to get it started and pull away from the building, and then it stalls because something's clogged by zombie bits, and then it turns out that the fire truck was blocking a door to a lot of walkers inside the building, so they have to kill them, and Eugene uses the fire hose, which I thought was pretty funny. But they continue onward, and eventually they get to where another bit farther down the road where the fire truck runs out of gas, and so all of a sudden they're hit by this strange smell. So they go to investigate, and it's basically, by what it looks like in the distance, a town full of walkers. And so this is where you start to see some weird things. Abraham is insistent on going through the town, and everybody's trying to tell him it's a bad idea, and he's like, I don't want to take any more detours, I want to get right there. We've taken detours all the way from Houston to Georgia, and I'm not taking any more. And eventually he grabs Eugene by the scruff of his neck, and he's taking him out. And then everybody's, getting on him, and then him and Glenn are about to get in a fight, and then Eugene drops the bombshell, which is that he lied. Eugene isn't a scientist. He doesn't know how to stop the apocalypse. He's just a really good liar, and he's slightly smarter than everybody else, which Abraham beats the crap out of him then for it, before walking up the road, dropping to his knees, and breaking down in the middle of the road. And everybody else checks on Eugene, and it's not clear whether or not Eugene's going to live or not. I guess they're going to answer that with the next episode. And then, so that's the present day part. The other part that happens in this episode is they explain Abraham early apocalypse, I guess, in which he's with his family, and so he brutally murders a walker, and then he goes in a grocery store and he goes to his family who are in the office, and they're basically afraid of him. And he's trying to tell him it's okay while he's basically covered in this other person's blood, or this walker's blood. I don't think they ever really explained what it was, but it might have been like really early apocalypse. I think, like when they didn't know it was walkers. And so they go to sleep, and when he wakes up, his family's left him with a note that says, "Don't come follow me." Well, he does, and he finds them basically torn apart. And so then here he breaks down, he pulls his gun out, and he's about to shoot himself when he sees Eugene running from help. And so basically what that means is that, like, trying to stop the apocalypse was Abraham's whole thing. Like, he would have ended it right there if that wasn't what he was doing. So Eugene dropping the bombshell that he can't, must really piss him off. And so, yeah, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if they're going to meet up with Rick and them and go to Atlanta, because I know they're supposed to end up in Atlanta at some point this season, which there's only 14 episodes, I think, so maybe, there's usually 16 episodes in a season of Walking Dead, so I don't know. Yeah, if you've read the comics, the whole Eugene saying that he doesn't know how to fix the apocalypse shouldn't come as a surprise. That's basically ripped right from the comics. Like, literally, that happens. I don't know if Eugene lives through that, but and at least in the comics, I don't think the groups really ever meet back up. So I don't know if it's, I don't know. There's a lot out there. That's one of the things I love about The Walking Dead. You can maybe guess what's going on, but then they're not afraid to go away from the source material. So, I mean, who knows? Maybe they'll meet up. Who knows? Maybe Eugene's dead. Hell, maybe they'll kill Rick. I don't know. I mean, I know there's a meme that says, Rick dies, show's canceled, so, yeah, I mean, the one thing I feel about this season of The Walking Dead is everything's really straightforward, in a way. Like, everything's, like, I don't know, last season felt so cool, especially the first half. The first half of the last season was so good, and not that this season isn't good, it's just that there's, like, almost a lack of things going on. I mean, it's not bad, it's still a really good season, but it's just different. I don't know, I'm not as excited as I was before. So, yeah, that's all I'm going to say. So, yeah, I'll be on, I'll actually try to get them all on time this time, so, I'll catch you guys later.